Thank you for downloading this Lavante webisode. In this webisode, we're trying to answer the question that comes up all the time in a sales cycle with prospects, is what if you already have a recovery auditor? Literally, we get that a lot where we approach clients that are working with a traditional recovery provider, and then sometimes the question can be interpreted, what if I just recently disengaged from a recovery audit, or what if I ran one in the last year, or what if I have an internal recovery audit? But if you have some sort of parallel service that does the traditional recovery, how does Lavante fit into that scheme? So we want to level set on a couple things about traditional recovery. Number one is, we all know it's typically focused on AP records. Very little attention is paid to vendor AR records. Despite what you may have heard, we know from exhaustive benchmarking with our clients and with prospects that traditional recovery providers will look at between 5 and 20% of your vendors. Now, we want to show in some charts later that this is leaving a lot of recoveries on the table. Also, traditional recovery is usually on site. It requires a lot of your manual support. One other big differentiator is that Lavante claims really don't feel like traditional recovery claims. Only 9% of our recovery comes from duplicate payment claims, and the rest of it is from more vendor-generated activity. So let's get into this chart in front of us here. If we break your vendor file into 10 percentiles, you can see the left column, which shows your lowest, your smallest vendors at the bottom, represented by the 1 through 9 rank, and then the largest vendors, the vendors that you do the most spend with, and then 90s through 100s. You can see where in the top 10 percentile, 23% of your recovery opportunity is taking place, and then next 10 percentile, another 16% of the recovery opportunity is taking place. Now, if you take the high end of our benchmarking survey and say recovery audit providers are looking at your top 20% of spend, they're only paying attention to 39% of the opportunity. Keep in mind that by and large, traditional recovery is not looking at the top 20%, but assume they are. And also keep in mind they're not looking as exhaustively at the 20%. They're not following up with them. They're not matching parent subsidiaries within the top 20%. They're not fixing bad data. But assume they're only getting to that 39% of the full opportunity. What Lavante is able to do that other firms can't do is drive compliance in the lower ranks of the file. Here you can see our actual recovery percentages across all of our recoveries broken out per 10 percentile. You can even see in that lowest rank where you're hardly spending any money, those very small vendors, 1 through 9s, we're still driving a very healthy percentage of our overall recovery. And this has a lot to do with the things that we're able to do in the vendor file and our communication software that we've been growing organically for the past 9 years. In the chart ahead of you, you can see where we're updating broken or bad vendor attributes and delivering that to our client either in real time at our online interface or in weekly batches. But we're also using this for our benefit. The more we update and fix our clients' broken vendor data, the more we can drive compliance in all ranks of the vendor data. And then, by communicating with vendors, we have a chance to drive compliance and, in turn, drive recoveries. So we hope this starts to answer the question, why are we differentiated, and why is it so relevant that even if you're working with a recovery auditor or you're doing something internally, how are we going to add so much value? We have clients that are working with, in every single one of our audits, we've been able to match or beat the recovery efforts from our client's previous or existing firm in every single one of the audits. So this is a very additive solution. It will add incremental benefit to whatever you're doing right now or what you've recently done. And our clients always are saying great things about it and constantly learning every day with the true recovery potential. We have a technology solution that's unmatched in the industry. Where other firms are very invasive, we are not, and we're a lot of fun to work with. So thank you very much for your time for looking at the information on our webisode. If you have any questions, you can direct that to your sales rep specifically or just to sales@lavante.com. Have a great day, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.